This video, we're going to talk about 4.1 Objective 5, where we compare measures of center between multiple samples. I'm going to be using my TI-84 calculator to help me do this. So let's go ahead and get started. In the stat menu, we're going to go into edit and we're going to enter this data. One list for the security company and the other list for the other companies. And put in 1.4, 1.7. 1.4, 1.5, 1.8, 1.6, 1.8, 1.8, and 1.1. And then in the next list over here, I'm going to put in 1.6, 2.2, 2.3, 1.5, 2.3, 1.9, 2.2, 1.5, 1.5, and 2.1. Oh, let me just make sure I entered something double or missed something here, because there should be the same number of entries for both. All right. 1.7, 1.4, 1. There we go. I missed a 1.7 right there. That's the advantage to entering them both at the same time like that. You can see if you have the same number of items in both lists. There we go. Okay, so I want to get one variable statistics on both lists. So stat calc one variable statistics. And I guess I'll finish reading the problem here. Listed below are amounts in millions of dollars collected from parking meters by a security company in a certain city. A larger data set was used to convict 5 members of the company of grand larceny. Find the mean and median for each of the 2 samples and then compare the 2 sets of results. And due to the limited data listed here, show evidence of stealing by the company's employees. So we're going to look for the mean here, which is going to be $1.58 million. And we're going to look at the median for this company, which is 1.65 million. And now we're going to stat calc one variable statistics. We're going to run those statistics on L2, the second list here. And we have 1.91 and we have 2. And you may want to make that 2.00, but 2 is perfect. Yep. So now the question is, compare the results and choose an answer below. The mean and median for the security company are both lower than the mean and median for the collections performed by other companies. So that's D. And do the limited data listed here show evidence of stealing by the security company's employees? And since the security company appears to have collected lower revenue than the other companies, there is some evidence of stealing by the security company's employees, which is B. That's because both the mean and the median are lower there. Okay, let's go ahead and let's look at this next problem: waiting times and minutes of customers in a bank where all customers enter a single waiting line, and a bank where customers wait in individual lines at 3 different teller windows is listed. Find the mean and the median for each data set. When comparing your results to the original data, do you notice any important difference between the 2 data sets that is not apparent from a comparison of their means and medians? If so, what is it? So let's go ahead and clear our lists here. And then come in here and put this data in 6.3, 6.5, 6.6, 6.7, 7.0, 7.1, 7.6, 7.8, 7.8, 7.8, 4.2, 5.3, 5.9, 6.0, 6.3, 7.8, 7.8, 8.7, 9.3, and 9.9. And let's find the mean for the waiting time for the single line. And this is 7.12. And the median for the single line is 7.05. Now let's look for the individual lines. And this is the same mean and the same median. Let's just check that once more. Stat, calc, one variable statistics. Let's make that L1. Yep. And stat, calc, one variable statistics. And okay, so now is there a difference between the two data sets that is not apparent from a comparison in the measures of the center? Yes. The times for customers in a single line are more consistent. The customers in the individual lines are much more varied than times for customers in the single line. So we would compare what's called the standard deviation for that. So, and we'll get into that later. But if I look at this number S for this group here, that I think was L2, and it's 1.86, stat calc. And then this one was 0.59, that you can see that there's less deviation in the single line than there is in the individual lines. So while overall, on average, you get the same wait time, you have a higher risk of waiting a much longer time here, but you also have a chance of waiting a much shorter time here as well, like these times down here, whereas you're more consistent in the amount of time that you wait in a single file line. Okay, that is it for this video, and we'll come back next time and we'll talk about 4.1 Objective 6. See you for the next video.